And I think that means the start.
Joey, is there something you'd like to say first? If Joey had a microphone right now, he would release the meeting to you, Madam Chair.
Well,
Go
much.
right ahead.
Thank you so much. All right, today, this is our Professional Services Committee meeting for September the 9th, 2021. And we will begin with the moderator handling the roll call for us, please. Can't hear you, Myra.
Okay, it says I'm unmuted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Jack Shea.
Here.
Corey O'Connor. Dr. Gilliam.
Present.
Sylvia Wilson.
Here. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, Ms. Prater. All right, on the agenda, we always have items, but I don't know that we have any today. Am I correct?
That is correct.
That is correct.
All right, then, great. We're going to move on to action items. We have 5 items today. The first being to approve of the short list for the J.D. Edwards system upgrade. And we have CCS, Grant Thornton, and IS. And I'm sure we're going to get some further information to talk about these 3.
And if I can
Madam
interrupt.
Chair, before we move.
Oh, I only have
to-
3. Yes, I'm sorry. I only have 3.
That is quite all right. Before we move into the agenda as printed and posted, I would ask the solicitor to speak to a necessary rule that we need to acknowledge.
I was
Max, please.
Thank you. Yes, as we are now in September, the amendments to the Sunshine Act took effect August 29th. We are required to post our agenda, the complete agenda, 24 hours in advance of any committee meeting or our board meetings. Our typical practice has been to post the agenda with some blanks in it in terms of names or final numbers. And so in this instance, I put in a motion in the chat panel that I would ask the committee to consider making. That would finalize the agenda, and we would post the amended agenda with all the names and all the values on the website tomorrow and at the building to become into compliance with the requirements of the Sunshine Act. And we're still working through some of the mechanics on how best to post the completed agenda, so we don't have to go through this process every meeting. But as of now, because the agenda that was posted was not finalized and was not complete, I do recommend that the board or the committee make and pass the motion as presented in your chat panel.
Okay, now let me see. I'm looking for chat. Okay, chat. And I find it difficult to sometimes go through meetings and see these chats coming up. So I'm looking now. Motion to finalize the meeting agenda as distributed to include the names and amounts for each action item and to direct the amended agenda be posted on the website and at the building entrance. May I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. And so what you're saying, Max, is that in the future, this will be posted prior to us starting 24 hours before. Otherwise, we would have to do this at every meeting. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to the first action item again. All right, do we have information on these shortlisted folks?
Yes, ma'am. The need for this upgrade is many decades in the making. We have used the J.D. Edwards financial system for quite some time. This particular version is no longer supported. It is time for us to at least move into 2000, maybe 2001, and upgrade our system. That's as simple as I can put it. There is information available to the board for the companies that are shortlisted and how we came to this recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? All right, if hearing none, could we have a motion and a second to approve, please?
So moved.
Second?
All right, thank you. I guess I'm just going to call on you guys to do that because we only have two of you. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank
Aye.
you. All right, motion has carried. We're going to move to item B, motion to recommend the modification of service authorization 354 for MS Consultants under the agreement for the Homestead Transforming 12th Avenue project to revise the scheduled completion date from June 30th, 2021 to December 31st of 2022. Okay, Miss Williams.
Madam Chair, this is one of the projects that has been highly touted in terms of our green partnerships with municipalities. There was a need for us to come to a cooperation agreement with Homestead for the project. It took more time than anybody would have anticipated, but we have achieved that. Now, the schedule is just a bit out of kilter for the consultant. All this does is better align their service authorization with the project schedule.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions or comments? All right, then hearing none, then I'm going to say that Mr. Shea made the motion and Ms. Gillian did the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Item C, the motion to recommend a service authorization to GHD under the on-call support services for energy recovery facilities, agreement for an amount not to exceed $26,984.96 to perform the scope of services for sewage sludge incineration and emission support.
Madam Chair, the committee and the board has heard about sewage sludge emissions monitoring and our compliance efforts ad nauseum. We are here yet again with a little bit of a different need than we've had the committee address in the past. I would ask the Director of Operations and Maintenance, Douglas, if you would give the committee a thumbnail sketch.
Very good. Thank you, Arletta. Committee members, as Arletta indicated, it's been 5 years I come to you repeatedly, and all the previous requests were for support of stack testing. Unfortunately, this time I'm coming because of the results of the tests. So back in the fall of last year, we did stack testing of all 9 regulated pollutants of both incinerators. And regrettably, one of the 2 incinerators had failed at that point in time and exceeded the limit for lead as well as hydrochloric acid. So we had discussions with Health Department and EPA on a path forward. All were agreeable to allow us to retest in June. When we retested in June, unfortunately, we again failed for lead. We were good for hydrochloric acid, but we failed on cadmium. So there were metals exceedances. This being the first time that we've ever had back-to-back repeat test failures, we're in a little bit of a different space. To aid us through the compliance path, we reached out to GHD. GHD back in 2018 as part of on-call services did an evaluation, not of the emissions control equipment, but did a complete evaluation of the energy recovery facility, mostly because of their expertise in the space. So we reached out to them on very short order, knowing that we were non-compliant and solicited a proposal for them to review previous stack testing, review sludge testing, review a variety of other things to guide us through either things that we need to be doing different or how we need to go forward to try to get the unit into compliance. So we gave them authorization to proceed. They were on site today to do some inspections. We've given them 30 days to give us a report of what we need to do to try to get this unit compliant, because there is a little bit of time sensitivity to the activities heading into the heating season and not having full availability of both incinerators. So with that in mind, this is the first part of the process. My guess is the net result will be further testing that I will have to come to you in the future months for some recommendations that GHD has. But in this case, my ask is for a request for GHD for the amount shown to support us in helping us find the root cause of the problem. We don't know where the lead is coming from and what the source of it is. And we're not completely certain why we're non-compliant, and we're reaching out to folks that have guided other institutions through the process in the past. Any questions? I'll be glad to answer.
It's a curiosity, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right. Jack, Shanna, you have anything?
I just want to encourage you to just keep us aware of what's going on, because, you know, we definitely understand that this is an important issue for constituents. And I just want to make sure that, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I appreciate the fact that you have reached out to experts who have dealt with this in other situations. We're not trying to go this alone. So that's a good sign to me. And I also hear your sense of urgency, and I appreciate that as well. So, you know, just continue to keep us aware, keep us updated on how it's going, and hopefully we'll have this under control before in short order.
Thank you. Okay, we'll have you make the motion today on this item, and then Jack will second it.
Yes, so moved.
Second.
All in favor for item C? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to move to item D, the motion to recommend service authorization to Hatch under the agreement as retained engineer for an amount not to exceed $93,413 to perform the scope of services associated with A2 soil borings. Okay, I got that. Okay. All right, Ms. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. At 842, which is near Highland Park Bridge. There's a potential opportunity for us to get a better understanding of the soil condition in that area in support of our clean water planning and implementation. Timing and dealing with various governmental entities has caused us to decide that it is best to approach this by using the retained consultant. We started these conversations, I believe, in spring of last year. We are at the point where we can move forward. It's pretty straightforward authorization.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? All right, hearing none, then we'll have Ms. Shanna Thorpe Gilliam do the motion, and we'll have Mr. Shea do the second. All in.
Aye.
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 All right, motion carries. Item E, motion to recommend the award of engineering services for the Ohio River Tunnel Final Design Project S485 to Mott McDonald, and authorize executive director to negotiate the fee. Ms. Williams.
Madam Chair, while you were stumbling over Mott McDonald, there were 3 firms hoping that you were going to say something different, but that is not the case. This is the first tunnel project that has been long awaited, and it's not as simple as just the Ohio River Tunnel. There are there are things that will take place here that will set the stage for the remainder of the program. And in addition to the ORT, we've got a short tiers component. We've got near surface facilities. This is big. This is, I guess, the granddaddy of this particular agenda, and perhaps many professional service agendas for some time. I will ask the Director of Engineering and Construction, Kim, would you speak to the project?
Thank you, Arletta. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. This really kicks off the work off of our campus. You know, as I've been reporting on for board meetings and professional services meetings for a couple of years now, the plant expansion is well underway, many projects in construction, but this takes us to the design phase of the collection system. We started this procurement basically at the beginning of 2021. Back in June, we shortlisted the 4 firms, and we got the submittals in August, and we actually held in-person interviews the week of the 23rd with just minimal, like couple people from each of their teams. The participation was very high, and this was a very difficult decision. But the Mott McDonald team, we felt, really had very relevant recent experience with CSO tunnels in our region, in our area, and they had a team that has done this before elsewhere, the same people. And that made us feel very comfortable, along with some ideas on things that matter to us, like connections to the pump station and grid management, and the things that we're really concerned about as we continue to grow. So we come to you today with this recommendation, and know that we looked at it very carefully and feel comfortable with this recommendation.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments? Other than the fact that we've been waiting for it for a long time, so it's good to see things coming to fruition. All right, then, not hearing any questions or comments, and we'll have Mr. Shea make the motion, and Dr. Shanna Thorpe Gilliam will second it. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you. Do we have any new business by any chance?
Madam Chair, we do not.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Thanks for all your participation, and thanks to staff for all the work that they do to put this together for us, and all the work that you're doing at the plant as well for all of us in the region. So,
Madam Chair, not new business, reminder business.
Okay.
What time is it? It's open house time. Open house, it's coming. It's barreling down a pipe. It's barreling down a waterway coming to you. Come to us right here on Saturday, September 18th.
Okay. Unfortunately, I won't be there this year. So if you do any virtual stuff, I'll be the first time I'll be out of town in probably 2 years.
For a while. We will have a virtual component, but anybody who can physically be here, this is the place you want to be. I heard there's some parade thing. Come here. Then go to the parade. All right. Thank you, madam.